Hi, hello, my friends. We are back. The three U's is back, and this time we are in, we have moved forward considerably, and so there are a lot of exciting things that are going to come. Friends, with the interactions and messages and calls that come in on our three U's, the scope of the three U's is becoming too large and too deep. So, what is unknown, what is unsaid, what is untold? Are several. It is science, it's technology, it is culture, it is arts, it's history, it's geography. I mean, everything. Everything comes up that is there are lots about within that which is unsaid, untold, and unknown. Right. So, getting into defining what we need to exactly talk is not falling into the right place at the moment as we progress. So as we progress, we come across suggestions and hints and topics which are being referred to and being said that why don't you broach on this? Why don't you give some inputs? Now, recently, the last week or two, I've been receiving suggestions and ideas from across, largely pan-India, a few little outside our country, but limited few, but mostly it is within our country. So they are talking of, they have suggested that why don't you share some of the amazing things that is happening within our country as we are progressing. Lots of things that are happening which we don't know. But as we progress, as the countries progress, and of course, they're progressing wonderfully well. With the little knowledge that I have, I think we have progressed a lot in our GDP. We are somewhere very close to being with the best, and we are supposed to move into the $1 trillion bracket. And from the fifth, we have reached the fifth position, and from the fifth, we are likely to move into the third position in the world, top three in the world. And science, knowledge, etc. We're doing wonderfully well, and some of the leading names across the world who are leading the various organizations, CEOs of various organizations, are quite a few of them are Indian origin people. So that way we are. In this connection, what some of our friends and well-wishers have said, but why don't you share, as you're progressing, there are quite a number of things that are happening, which people need to know and people need to examine, because three U's is not for anything other than it is only for igniting the minds of people to know more, to know better, and to progress. And in this connection, two thoughts that some have shared. One is, and this is non-political, there is no politics involved in it. We are not into any such matters at all. So the one important thing that they've said, this is for a lot of young people to think and say, oh, is this our country? Is this the way we are moving forward? So that means what we need to do, how we need to look at ourselves. So two things that need to be said. I mean, this is largely related mostly to our own country. Is recently a chief minister of a state, and whose election, the voting of that particular state has been completed in the 7 phases. Right, has been completed, and we are all waiting for the June 4th to come. But that's different. Really, we are not concerned about that. But nevertheless, in this period while we are voting for something, there is a chief minister who says, who's going abroad. Fine, on a personal visit for whatever, that's up to me, we have nothing about it. But then it has come to notice or information is that he's being he's traveling with quite a number of government officials. Right? Please remember, he is on his personal visit for his own maybe time to spend by himself and his family. Perfectly fine, there are no questions. But the question is, where does the government senior officials come in to be with that gentleman and with his family? And They are traveling in a very special chartered flight. So the question that comes in a mind. So is this all that's happening? I mean, there are so many things that are said. We are forward. We are moving forward. But are we moving the right way? Is there so many things that we don't know? Okay, we are talking. We think that the rose, that beautiful rose in that plant, is going to smell very well. But are we sure that when we go and take it and just try to, keep it near our nose, we would get the right smell? We don't know. So now this is happening, and he's gone. Of course, he'll be coming back, whatever it is. But there's so much expenses involved in that. Now, how is that expense generated, and from where, from whom? Wonderful. Think of this, my friend. This is a wonderful thinking. This is a thought that you need to explore sitting calmly. So like that, there may be several others within our system of moving forward, which we need to understand and maybe make sure that these things that don't come. Because we need to progress in a right way, in a healthy way. Right. Then there is one other thing that has happened, which again is something similar to this, which needs to be understood by the people, that these are all the various luggage we carry as we are traveling in a train, or as we are traveling in an aircraft, as we are moving forward in the rocket. We are carrying this luggage. And how do we while we are traveling, do we discard this? Or is it bound to stay with us forever? But that's the explore. That's the reason why these three U's, the channel is for igniting the minds, and mostly the young, the future of our country. Now the second one. In one state, the government that was ruling it decides to move their legislative assembly, which I understand has been working for the last 70, 80 years, so it's all in a damaged condition or needs to be improved. So they choose another place and construct or reconstruct a wonderful assembly, costing some crores, in 3 digits and 4 digits crores, and they go there. And the assembly is moved into that place, and that's where it's conducted. Thereafter, since we have that system here, right, when the new government forms in, the new government says, no, that's not the right place to be there. And they say, let's do the upgradation of the earlier premises, and they move back. Now, what happens to this place? How many crores has been spent? So I mean, how are we? I mean, the train which we are moving forward. So what are all these baggages that we are carrying with all likes and dislikes, and there is no something that is thought out and accepted by all of us, and then we move forward. I mean, it's like we all come and we when we are traveling, we don't want to carry luggage which we didn't know. It's not that I'm going with my mother and brother and my wife and children, and suddenly someone tells me, oh no, we don't want this baggage, throw it out. No, we don't need this coach. Next station, let's stop and get into a better coach. That's not how it happens. Right? So this is how that is. This is the second one. Very interesting one. So again, I just keep saying this often, is just to ignite your mind. Oh, so this is the way we are. So these are things that we need to understand and explore and make our progress a very robust progress. Similarly, this is the third one and the last one. And thereafter, I move to some very important point that's nothing connected with all this. Now, the third one that I would like to bring to your mind and ignite is, in our country there has been a creation of a new state. Some 10 years ago, a state has been created, right? A new state has been formed. Separation, one state has been divided into two, and a new state has come, right? Now, with this new state, the gentleman or the government which forms that state, right, has identified a place to be their state capital, right? And necessary arrangements and constructions, and you used to move to from a place to a B place. This is a new state. An existing one has been broken into two, and now you form your own state. So this government forms, and they decided on this, and whatever necessary things, and things are progressing. And then 5 years passes by, and then again we have a system in India, the largest democracy, and the finest electoral system that we have. So another government comes in. Now this government, whoever it is and whatever it is, for whatever reason it is, either says no, not this. We want some other place, and he just ignores this and starts planning for some other state. Now, my friend, now all these three, just get them, put the thoughts together. You will understand. So where is that progress? I mean, how happy are we? How robust is our forward-going journey to become one of the best countries? So we are carrying a luggage, right? I wonder whether we can carry that luggage, but then we are loaded with a luggage that we can't carry. So keep this in mind. This is the 3U's channel would be thrilled and excited to say that these are thoughts that we are putting into mind. Again, non-political, but the actions required to be defined, actions required to be thought, and so how are we progress? So we are wanting to shed the additional weight that we carry. Right? Thank you, my friend. That's very nice of you to listen to it. And please share your thoughts on it. Now, one interesting thought I like to conclude now is to say, this is a very interesting subject, and largely to most of the, again, younger generation, is a career plan. Again, I'm moving to a suddenly different. You may wonder what happened to this guy. This is on career planning. On career planning, we have lots of textbooks, lots of agencies, a lot of dialogues. Every MBA you go classes, you always have career planning, career delegation, career assessment, career counseling, career psychology. Oh my God, amazing, amazing, amazing. It's a ocean, and ultimately I wonder whether we really go on the path that we wanted. Some do, some don't. Whether most don't or some don't, I leave it all out. But I would like to share, because I've been in this field myself also, and I've spent a few decades on this. There is one portfolio which hardly ever has been mentioned or included. I don't think even in the textbooks and the various journals that comes across and gives the various career planning profiles. If it is in technology, they'll give you about 20. If in science, they'll break it down into 20, 30 subheadings. So several of these things keep happening, right? And it comes whether to history, geography, or whatever. But then, the subject that I'm going to talk of is something I have not seen anywhere. I have not read it anywhere. Maybe some of you have. But nevertheless, let me tell you, with all my 3 decades here, this is one of the finest options that is available in our hands. Absolutely amazing. This is something we need to go look deep into it. Fantastic. And it takes us to some dizzy heights. I've seen it. And I have been part of one such enterprise, so I know how it changes and the type of development that it has created, and how it has benefited several thousands of lakhs of people, right? This is something none of us have said. My friend, let me tell you, please remember, hold on, keep this in your mind. It may sound, oh my God, what does he mean by that? No. Next subject, next presentation of mine will be on the various aspects of it. Today I'm just giving you a tip of the iceberg. Fantastic. It is, look at, the best option is what we call starting of an NGO. I repeat, moving into creation of an NGO is some of the best, one of the best, most outstanding career options that you can. It does not say others don't, but this is something that has not been explored. Lots of people are, a lot of NGOs are there, but they have been created for various needs, etc., and all that. But it has not come in as a concept of a career plan. Right? Some have wonderfully, but whether they thought it is career, I wouldn't know it. But it has come in as something that they have discovered and they moved into it, and my God, they are wherever they are. So this is about formation and forming of an NGO, non-governmental. I just explained what an NGO is, and then the next presentation, the next channel, you will get to know more and more on the details and how it is, what it is, how to explore, what to explore, etc. An NGO is a non-governmental. It is a non-profitable, non-governmental organization, largely, primarily to provide service, to provide welfare, to provide development of the social life of people around. It's to provide good health, good education, develop cultural activities, various forms of it. So how we do it is what is for the next week for us to continue. But there are no limits on the NGO. So you have the right skill, anyone can, an engineer can, an art student can, an advocate or a lawyer can, a doctor can. There are a lot of doctors in this. Then there are several things that we can do, like a home for the aged, a home for this one, a hospital for so and so cost, a children's education, for some for the physically disabled, several things. Formation of that is a career that not, this is a different career. Career there, the normal career growing in the companies or something that you get more salary, better position. But this is something that you get salary to, you get more than what you would have done in your private career in the organization. But a social recognition, a social awards, a satisfaction and benefit to a lot of people. As an employment, how are we contributing to the welfare of the people? I wonder. You may be whatever you are in whichever company, earning a lot, as a CEO, as a manager, as a whatever. But how are that people are benefited of it? I wonder that. The product may benefit. But here on an NGO, the people benefit. The society benefits. And of course, your career is raised to dizzy heights. You get recognition, rewards, etc. Right? My friends, think of this in detail. And certainly, yes, next week when I'm on this subject, that will be exclusively for the NGO as a career and what we get. Right? Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.